With a unit cost of nearly $2 billion, the B-2 Spirit is widely regarded as the most expensive bomber in the world. But how did this plane become so expensive? You'd think that with decades of experience building military aircraft, the US would be able to produce complex machines without exorbitant price tags. But if you watch any video about the B-2, you will find a recurring theme: cutting-edge technology, low production numbers, and heavy maintenance requirements. So today we will take a closer look at the inner workings of this fearsome plane and hopefully shed some light on why it costs what it does. Let's start with the basics. The B-2 is a twin-engine stealth bomber developed by Northrop Grumman for the US Air Force. With a crew of 2, it has a wingspan of 172 feet and a length of 60 feet 4 inches. Its maximum takeoff weight is over 190 tons, and it has a combat range of just over 3,000 miles. This means that it can fly from its primary operating base in Missouri to anywhere in the continental United States or even parts of Europe and the Middle East. In fact, the B-2's capabilities are so advanced that they are classified. But we do know that it has the ability to carry both conventional and nuclear payloads. In fact, its primary role is to provide the US with the ability to penetrate heavily defended airspace and deliver ordnance with pinpoint accuracy. This makes it an extremely valuable asset for the US military, but also contributes to its high cost. But before we get into the cost of the B-2, let's take a brief look at some of the other bombers in the US arsenal. The oldest is the B-52 Stratofortress, which first flew in 1955. It was designed to penetrate the Soviet Union's air defenses and deliver nuclear weapons. The B-52 has a crew of 7 and a maximum takeoff weight of 488,000 pounds. It's powered by 8 engines and has a maximum speed of over 600 miles per hour. Although outdated by today's standards, the B-52 is still a formidable platform and will remain in service until at least 2040. The US has around 70 B-52s left, and each one costs around $70 million. So far, the B-52 has never been lost in combat. Another bomber in the US arsenal is the B-21 Raider, which is currently in development. It's being built by Northrop Grumman and is scheduled to enter service in 2026. The B-21 is a low observable bomber, which means that it has stealth capabilities similar to the B-2 Spirit. However, unlike the B-2, the B-21 is designed to carry conventional and nuclear payloads. It'll have a crew of 2 and a maximum takeoff weight of around 330,000 pounds. The B-21 is powered by 2 adaptive cycle turbofan engines and has a maximum speed of over 1,000 kilometers per hour. The US plans to purchase at least 100 B-21s, although the eventual number could be higher. The estimated cost per B-21 is around $500 million. Now that we've taken a look at some of the other bombers in the US arsenal, let's go back to the B-2 Spirit. The B-2 was first flown in 1989 and entered service in 1997. It was designed to penetrate its heavily defended airspace and deliver ordnance with pinpoint accuracy. The B-2 has a crew of 2 and a maximum takeoff weight of 188,000 pounds. It's powered by 2 F-118 afterburning turbo fan engines and has a maximum speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour. The US has 19 B-2s, and each one costs around $2 billion. So, why is the B-2 so expensive? There are 3 main factors: stealth technology, low production numbers, and heavy maintenance requirements. Let's start with stealth. The B-2 is one of the most stealthy aircraft ever built. In fact, it is believed to be the stealthiest bomber in the world. Stealth capabilities allow it to penetrate heavily defended airspace undetected. This is important because it means that the B-2 can strike targets that would otherwise be very difficult to reach. However, stealth technology is expensive. In fact, it is one of the most expensive aspects of the B-2. This is because stealth aircraft require special materials and manufacturing techniques. These materials and techniques make the aircraft more expensive to build, but they also make it more effective. In fact, stealth is often considered to be one of the most important factors in the B-2's overall effectiveness. Without its stealth capabilities, the B-2 would not be nearly as formidable as it is today. But stealth isn't the only reason that the B-2 is so expensive. Low production numbers also play a major role. The B-2 was only produced in small numbers because it was designed to meet a specific need. This need was to have a bomber that could penetrate heavily defended airspace undetected. Once this need was met, production of the B-2 was halted. This resulted in a total of only 21 B-2s being built. The low production numbers mean that the B-2 is very rare. In fact, there are more private jets in the world than B-2 South. This rarity contributes to the B-2's high cost. It also makes it more difficult to maintain the aircraft. Heavy maintenance requirements are another major factor contributing to the B-2's high cost. This is because stealth aircraft require regular maintenance to ensure that their stealth coatings remain effective. In addition, the B-2's unique flying wing design makes it more susceptible to damage from bird strikes. Bird strikes can cause serious damage to the B-2's stealth coatings, which is why the aircraft must be regularly inspected and maintained. This is not only expensive, but it also requires the B-2 to be kept in a climate-controlled hangar. If the B-2's stealth coatings are damaged, the aircraft will be more easily detected by enemy air defenses. This could compromise the B-2's effectiveness, which is why maintenance is so important. But it's not just bird strikes that the B-2 is susceptible to. The B-2's stealth coatings can also be damaged by weather. This is why the B-2 must be kept in a climate-controlled hangar. If the B-2's stealth coatings are damaged, the aircraft will be more easily detected by enemy air defenses. This could compromise the B-2's effectiveness, which is why maintenance is so important. In addition to the factors already mentioned, there are a few others that contribute to the B-2's high cost. For example, the B-2 is very fuel-intensive, which is why it must be refueled frequently. This adds to the overall cost of operating the aircraft. Additionally, the B-2's advanced technology makes it more expensive to repair if it is damaged. This is because parts for the B-2 are not readily available and repairs can take months to complete. When all these factors are considered, it's not surprising that the B-2 is the world's most expensive bomber. But it is important to remember that the B-2 is not just a bomber, it's a strategic asset. Its stealth capabilities and long-range capabilities make it a very valuable asset for the US military. So what can we expect to see from the B-2 in the future? As we mentioned earlier, the B-2 will continue to perform its duties alongside the new B-21 Raider. The B-21 is not intended to replace the B-2, but rather to complement it. This means that the B-2 will remain an important part of the US military's bomber fleet for many years to come. What do you think of the B-2 Spirit? Is it worth the high cost? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos about the most expensive aircraft in the world. Thanks for watching. See you next time.